Due to the global pandemic, as the upcoming school year approaches, parents and teachers have raised concerns certainly about the risks to students with life-threatening allergies. Joining us to talk more about the latest guidelines and provide some tips on preparing children or grandchildren and what it may take for school staff to be aware is Ali Bond from the Global Allergy and Asthma Patient Forum, along with Dr. Vivian Hernandez Trujillo from the Allergy and Immunology Care Center of South Florida. We welcome them to Virginia this morning. It's great to see both of you this morning. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Ladies, as we start this conversation, it's one of those things that's critically important. We all are used to routines, and the last thing that we have in a situation like this is a routine. Everything is all new, and the idea with being aware of young people's allergies is that you're often in an environment where the folks around you are familiar that this exists. So how big of a concern is it right now? Everything's all new. How are we best to prepare ourselves to make sure that everyone around us is aware that the children may have allergies?
It's still really important this year to start off the school year making sure that there's clear communication with the school, with the new teachers and the staff administrators, having an anaphylaxis emergency plan in place so that everybody is aware of students with food allergies and what to do in case of an emergency. All of those things that still, were routine last year for a school year with food allergies are still important to maintain this year, even with it being a unique year due to COVID. So, making sure the plans are in place, as well as having epinephrine auto injectors on hand, making sure those are updated, and making sure that everything is any questions are answered, and just open communication between teachers and parents.
Absolutely. And appreciating right now that, as you suggested, making sure that the EpiPens or that the responsive medicine is updated and on hand. And because it seems everything takes a little longer than we were used to in the before, we want to make sure we're ahead of the curve of getting those things ready so that the kids have them.
Right. And, epinephrine auto injectors, AviQ, for example, is one where you can get a prescription and have it sent right to your door. So that sort of takes away any need, for a parent to have to go out and get it. It's still important that, and Dr. Hernandez can talk more about this, but the importance of still having those appointments with your doctor and making sure that everything is updated. But it's still, there are ways to certainly get the medication that you need before the school year starts.
Ali, you raise a great point. And doctor, let's talk about that. It seems as though there may be a turn in parents bringing children in, even
I think ensuring that you have everything in place is the most important, and reassuring parents. The American Academy of Pediatrics has really given us guidelines so that there's telehealth, there's telemedicine, there's separating sick from well visits. And I think that it's very important to ensure that you reach out to your pediatrician if you don't feel comfortable. And every situation obviously is going to be different.
It is. And you raise a great point, because this year, the school year or classroom time, whether that's in your room at home or you're in a physical space, is going to be different. We're all still navigating what that looks like.
Exactly. And it's going to vary, obviously, from state to state and even school district to school district. So just being prepared is the most important part.
It truly is. And doctor, as we work with our kids, we are making these arrangements for them to head back to a space where they will learn. That is going to be different. So as we started the conversation, it is so important to make sure that everyone is informed and that you are having those meetings. Thank you both so much for spending time with us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Some very important information to keep in mind and make sure that we are following up on those appointments and making sure that they are at the top of the list as we head back to the classroom or the room of class this year. We'll have more information on WTVR.com/VTM so that you can go and learn more.